question for you. I have a question for you. As a part of the United States Air Force, I would like for someone to tell me what is the most powerfulest bird in America? Yes, sir.
Eagle.
Which eagle? Yes, sir.
The American eagle.
The American eagle or the bald eagle. Why do you think this country uses that particular bird? Not a turkey, not a chicken, not a sparrow, not a robin, not a blue jay, not a cardinal. Why do you think this country uses that particular bird as its icon of power and strength? Yes, sir.
Because it represents freedom.
It represents freedom. Why do you think it represents freedom?
Because it is an endangered species.
It is not an endangered species, sir. No, sir. Why does anyone think they use the American? Yes, sir.
The natives used it as a sign of spirit.
Spirit is one part of it. Anyone else? How many of you ever seen an American eagle or a bald eagle? How many of you ever seen a bald eagle? You seen one? Everyone, you seen one? Where did you see one, ma'am? At the zoo. Anyone ever seen one flying around? You seen one, sir? Where did you see it?
I saw it at my grandpa's neighborhood.
Is that right? Were you in awe when you saw it?
At all.
Awe. Yeah, were you like,
Sure.
like shocked, surprised, couldn't believe it? No? You've seen an eagle many, many times in your life, right? Okay, you should have been in awe because you're not going to see many of them. See, when you walk around your neighborhood, you see a lot of birds, right? Right? You see a lot of birds, right? Pigeons. You seen pigeons? See a group of pigeons? How about the Canadian geese? You see them flying around, honking around when they're flying? Why is it that you don't see that American eagle anywhere? Why don't you see that bald eagle anywhere? Ah, that's the question. That is the question. Do you know why you don't see that eagle like you see other birds, ma'am? Would you like to know? Yes, sir. Would you like to know?
Yes.
The eagle does not fly in groups. You will very seldom see an eagle fly in a flock. They don't hang out with just anybody. They fly very high and they fly primarily solo. But they are very strong. They are very beautiful. And that bird is used because of its strength and carriage. Strength and carriage. Strength and carriage. As a part of the United States Air Force in the junior ROTC, you are expected to be able to deliver on two things, if not more. I'm going to focus on the two things I think they expect of you. See, expectation is a part of being in the service. Expectation. What is someone expecting of me? What are my first sergeants and my master sergeants expecting of me? What are my fellow cadets expecting of me? The first one is integrity. Integrity. Integrity has to do with trust. Because if your fellow cadets don't trust you, how are they going to believe in you? Would you trust someone with your life if you didn't believe in them? I guess everybody would. Would you trust someone who didn't, if you didn't have integrity, would you trust somebody with your life?
No, sir.
Of course you wouldn't. Why would you? Why would you? You got to have some integrity. You got to have some values. See, you guys are in this organization because you see something different than the rest of your peers in this school. There's something about this organization that attracts you, that makes you want to be a part of it, that makes you different. integrity separates you from everyone else. Your officers trust you to always do the right thing. Your fellow cadets trust you to always do the right thing. What's in the best need and what's best for this group, what's best for us. This is a great team that you make up. But when you lose that integrity, you destroy the fiber of what this very organization is meant to be, strong, like that American eagle. There's a saying that you can't fly with eagles if you hang out with turkeys. Anybody ever seen a turkey fly? You ever seen a turkey fly? Sir, you ever seen a turkey fly? No? Ma'am, you ever seen a turkey fly? No? Never seen a turkey fly. I'm sure all of you are well familiar with a turkey in November though, right? Come Thanksgiving, we're all familiar with a turkey, right? Turkey makes some good eating, right? The reason why you don't see turkeys fly is because turkeys can't fly that high. Eagles fly at 20,000 feet and above. Not many birds are going to fly that high and hang out with an eagle. So how can you fly with an eagle if you're hanging out with a turkey? It's impossible. You can't do it. You are in the junior ROTC of the American Air Force. They expect you to fly high, to soar with eagles, to go where nobody else can go, to do what nobody else is willing to do. Mr. Casey talked about pain leaving the body. You got to have some strength in you. You're going to get challenged in your life where your values and your morals are going to get challenged, and they're going to find out whether you're going to stand up for what you believe in or fall for what everybody else says. Either you stand up for what you believe in or fall for what everybody else goes for. It's easy to follow along with people who don't have any values. As a matter of fact, some people want to take you down that path. They don't have any values, they don't have any principles, they want to drag you in with them. In some respects, they call those people crabs. Everybody know what a crab is? Who doesn't know what a crab is? You ever seen crabs at the store in a barrel? You ever seen that? You know what crabs are trying to do when they're in the barrel? Anybody know? What's sir?
Crawl out.
Crawl out. Why are they trying to crawl out?
Because they can't fly safe.
Okay. That's part of it. They can't fly out, of course. But yes, sir.
They don't want to die.
They don't want to die. How are they going to die, sir?
Boil.
Boil. Who's going to put them in something to boil?
Something that's better and bigger.
Okay. See, when crabs are in that barrel, they're in that barrel, and they want to get out because they know inevitably they're getting ready to be put in some hot water and be boiled and eaten. So in order to avoid that, they try to crawl to get out. But you know what the other crabs in that barrel will do?
Push you back down.
That's right. They're going to pull you back down. See, a crab don't want you to get out because they don't want you to escape what they're getting ready to deal with. That's how some of your friends and your peers are. They'll drag you down to keep you down with them when you're trying to go up. So that's integrity. But the greatest thing that you're going to have to deal with as a cadet, as a potential military service person in the United States military armed forces is leadership. 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 You are all called to be leaders. Every one of you has gotten a call to be a leader. Otherwise, why are you here? This is not a sports team. This is a team about leading. This is a team about leadership. And it's very difficult to be a leader and to give leadership. You know what most people do when they're asked to be leaders? Do you know? Do you know, ma'am? When you're asked to be a leader, when you ask your friends to lead, you know what they want to do? They want to follow. You know what most of them want to do, though? They want to run away. They don't want to be leaders. Am I bored, you son? Leadership. So if you're going to be a leader, there's only one place you can lead from. Where is that, sir? You don't have any idea. Yes, sir.
You have to lead from the front.
Say it again. You have to lead from the front. Leaders lead from the front. You have to lead from the front. There is no other way to do that. Leadership demands, it requires you to lead from the front. You cannot lead from the back or in the middle. It's impossible. It is impossible. You have been called to be leaders. You need to start acting like leaders. You need to start carrying yourself like a leader that you are. When you put on those blue uniforms, how many of you feel great? How many chests get out? How many feel like you can do anything? Yeah, so. You feel good, right? You put that uniform on, you ought to feel good. It's something to be proud of. It's something to be proud of. And when you feel proud of something, you feel good about you. See, when you feel good about you, there's nothing nobody can tell you that you can't do or you won't do. Lead from the front. Lead from the front. Be willing to take that extra step, to do that extra thing, to be that extraordinary. Extraordinary, not ordinary. There's a lot of ordinary students in this school. A lot of them. You are the chosen extraordinary ones. That is what you've been called to do. Has anyone ever seen a V formation when they're looking at a flock of birds? You ever seen that? You've seen that, right? It looks pretty cool to see birds flying in a V, right? Who do you think taught them that? Who do you think? Yes, sir.
Their ancestors.
Okay. I want you to think about this now. I want you to give some thought to this. Because in this organization, you have sergeants and officers who teach you, right? 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 They teach you, right? To do formations and drills. Formations and drills. Are you familiar with formations and drills? You are? So somebody taught you that, right? Who teaches those birds?
The leader.
And how does the leader teach them, ma'am? You have no idea? It just happens. Yes, sir.
Example?
By example. Okay. I want you to think about this now. Birds communicate with birds the way they do. But God has given them something innate in them to cause them to make that V formation. And when they make that V formation, it's a perfect V. And they fly in unison. And that lead bird leads them as they travel. What happens when the lead bird gets tired? Yes, sir.
He goes down, and the next bird in line goes to the front.
Next bird goes to the front, right? And that next bird has no choice but to lead.
Yes, sir.
From where?
Front.
From the front. He didn't hold his position and keep flying with that V formation. He had to take over and lead from the front. So leadership, like that formation, demands that you lead from the front. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave this with you. Do not be afraid to be a leader. Do not be afraid. I ask and implore you to run to leadership and become the best individuals, men and women, that you can ever be in your life.